essentially, the Trump regime committed an act of war against a sovereign country who we're not at war with. They escalated what they had already been doing, which is bombing ships off of the coast of Venezuela, including killing, Trinidadian fishermen because Trinidad is so close to Venezuela, and just bombing ships, taking control like pirates of oil tankers, all in a quest, at least according to Donald Trump, who I have to give him one thing, he's straightforward and he's honest about what he's going to do. Mm-hmm. He said, I want the oil. I want Venezuela's oil, and I'm going to get it. And the whole goal here, if to put it very quickly, to make it really short, is what's happened over the last decade is that as the United States has really ignored the Caribbean, ignored Latin America, ignored our own hemisphere, China has been knocking on everybody's door. If you go to Jamaica right now, all of the construction, China. If you go to anywhere in Central or South America, Bahamas, any place in the Caribbean, China is everywhere. And I'm sure we've all noticed it. They're also everywhere in Central and South America, including becoming the biggest customer for what little oil Venezuela has been selling. They've become not just their biggest customer, but since we are no longer in any kind of a relationship with Venezuela. They're sanctioned. We have sanctions against them because Nicolas Maduro is a dictator who stole an election, yada, yada, yada. They've been not just selling oil to China, but actually buying it in China's currency. And so what a lot of the mainstream media is talking about, they're missing the bigger story. Mm-hmm. The bigger story is that China is not just taking over the world in terms of becoming the favorite partner of every developing country in the world to do business with. If you want to build roads, if you want to build bridges, if you want any infrastructure, they ain't coming to us, they're going to them.
Right.
But they're also starting to use their currency, which means that the U.S. dollar is no longer the
most
only
powerful
favored currency on earth. The Chinese yuan is challenging us. And if you always wondered why we tend to have like cheap stuff in the store, we can buy TVs for $1,000 instead of $3,000, cheap iPhones, all the
it
stuff
comes from China.
Well, it's partly because of China, but it's also because of our dollar. Mm-hmm. The dominance of the U.S. dollar has kept our economy good for decades. And the reason that you're so accustomed to buying things cheap in a country that doesn't make anything is because the dollar has been the king of the world. It isn't anymore.